Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning, y'all. Welcome to a brand new live episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. We appreciate y'all for tuning in because y'all could have chose to be anywhere else, but y'all chose to be right here with us on Relationship Entertainment Television on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if y'all are on Facebook, y'all know what time it is. Make sure y'all go ahead and tell your peoples to tune in. Make sure you go ahead and share it with them. Make sure to let everybody know that we got a hot new topic tonight on Millionaire Man Cave. If y'all are on YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. That way you get notified not only each and every time a brand new episode of Millionaire Man Cave comes on, but a brand new episode of any of the shows that come on RETV actually come on. And then make sure y'all check us out on Roku. Download the Roku app if you got a Roku, so that way you can watch on the big TV. Check out the website. Check out the email address. Y'all make sure y'all sending emails, all that good stuff. Sending your comments, questions, concerns, all that good stuff. But as y'all know, I couldn't do the show without the people that's actually on the screen with me right about now. So I appreciate these fellas for tuning in and being on with us each and every week as well. As always, straight out of my brother from another mother. He thought I was about to switch it up for a second because I actually was. Yes, Millionaire Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike?
Man, chilling, dog. Ready for another Tuesday night as usual.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see you decided to come on inside tonight.
Yeah, man. I was outside, ran to the store a little bit before the show, and it looked like the wind's picking up. It looked like it's going to storm. So,
actually, I don't know about storming, but it is raining. I'm actually, same city as Mike, and I was just at my daughter's soccer game, and literally right as I was leaving the soccer game, it started to actually rain. And so it stopped for a minute, but now I hear it. My window's open, and actually, it's raining. It's raining now. So I wasn't expecting.
Can't stand the rain
against my window. as Mr. Reasonable sits over there and eats his food. What's going on, Mr. Reasonable? How you feeling? Straight out of the DMV. Glad to have you tonight. How you feeling, Donnell?
I'm good. I was gonna see which Mr. Elliott song you was gonna sing next.
Beep beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Nah,
you be singing "Work It."
Nope. Yeah, I sure do. Because I put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. You damn Skippy. I sure do. What up, Chef? I see you in the building. I see you. Appreciate you tuning in, Chef. We miss you. We ain't seen you in a minute. Appreciate you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's Millionaire Man Cave time. Before I move on to John right quick, just an FYI, the schedule come out in May. So y'all know we got that trip. We got the Man Cave trip coming up. We should be announcing it sometime like June, July. The Man Cave trip we actually do each and every year. So Chef, if you want to come along, we doing Cali this year. So
what they giving you an invite in advance, Chef? What? I found about stuff after it happened.
Hey, you finding out now. John, John, you went to Detroit. What you talking about?
I did. I went to Detroit. It was a time. It was a thing. It happened.
Hey,
we had a ball in Detroit too.
There was some situation.
Why we didn't go to the shelter?
Well, you know what? It's okay. We was close to the shelter when we went to that dude's house. we had to be on 7.5 miles by then, right? We was
Facts. John was on the couch like this.
I was like, what is that?
John was like, I'm not touching nothing. John said, I ain't touching nothing. Just
I'm not about to be indicted on whatever is about to happen in this spot.
Hey, it's called an experience, John. It's called an experience.
I will never forget that experience, sir. Never, ever.
Hey, man, we can't ever talk about how the other people be living. But, I think that has something to do with how they was raised,
No. But it ain't about how they living. It's about what he knew he was coming.
Hey,
he could have picked up a little bit, John.
I think he threw down more dirt before we got there. Is what happened. He was like, I got people coming over. Let me
got to make it look like a real man cave. Wow. Nah. You right, Donnell. You can't talk. Hey, some people you live how you get it. You live how you get it. It is what it is. Yo, speaking of John, what's going on, Mr. PC? How you feeling tonight? Appreciate you.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. You know, it's Tuesday night. I'm here with the fellas, enjoying it as always. Got my drink in hand. You know, always.
What you drinking on?
Cheers.
I'm still, yes, sir. I'm still doing the old fashioned. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying that.
Okay.
So
I
You ain't finished that bottle yet, John?
It's a new bottle. You want to see? This is the old bottle, empty. New bottle, full.
Okay.
I got that.
Okay.
I got that Japanese whiskey that you put me on.
Oh yeah, the Shinju. Hey, shout out to. Oh, look at this man, big time.
You say
you got money.
Okay, so we drinking. You know, the
A little
Shinju.
bit.
The Shinju is good because it's a black-owned company. Okay.
Oh, word?
So, yeah.
A Japanese drink? I ain't know that.
it's Japanese whiskey, but it's black owned.
Black-owned company.
Straight out of Capitol Heights.
Capitol Heights. Yes, indeed.
Wait, for real?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. So they out of Capitol Heights for real?
Capitol Heights on the bottle, sir.
How is it? So wait. How you Japanese whiskey out of Capitol Heights, PG County, Maryland?
Man, Japanese whiskey is a form like how you produce the whiskey. It ain't got to be, you know.
Oh, see, I thought it had to be made in Japan.
I mean, you know,
Because there is like, what is it? There is a certain liquor unless it's made in a certain, I forget which one it is. You can't call it. I forget. I gotta go back. And
Yeah,
look at it.
it's one of them joints like bourbon or whiskey or something.
Yeah, you can't call it whatever its name is unless it was actually made over there wherever it's made. I forget which one it is though.
you know, they all got something. But I'll tell you, there's a dude I follow on Instagram. I wish I could remember his name right now. And he's here in DC, and all he does is talk about black owned like liquors. And so I follow him, and you know, looking for actually this fall. They do it every fall. They do a whole thing here in DC. It's like a whole convention. I'm planning on hopefully going this year. So
well, black businesses,
black like distillers and like
okay,
yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah.
I didn't know they did something like that down here in the South. You know, where things get crazy.
Yo, it's funny you say that, Ty. I told my son the other day, I was like, it's not South, it's South. He was like, what are you talking about? It's South. I was like, no, son, you are from the DMV. It's South. There's an F on there. South.
Yeah,
I
that's all you got.
I just had that conversation with my daughter, like
really?
a couple days ago, because she said something to me. She said something to me, and I was like, "Your mother," and she was like, "How you gonna talk about my mother?" And you know, she was like, "Your mother." And I was like, "No." And so I told her, I says MUVVA, mother.
And an extra V.
I don't even do the extra V. It's MUVA to me.
That's right.
FAVA, father.
That's right. Father, mother.
That's mother.
Right. Yeah.
And I get made fun every time I go to Milwaukee. Speaking of Toya and Nicole, every time I go to Milwaukee, I get made fun of. They be like, "What'd you say? Your who? Your mother? What's your mother? Spell it like MUVA, mother. Shut up,
mother.
Exactly.
Mother, father.
Exactly, mother, father. Leave it alone. It is what it is. Y'all just hating, but actually, Mike, your daughter can get away with it because she ain't from the area, so she's used to saying mother, father.
Well, my son,
she's
was
my
born.
only one who was born in North Carolina.
See, my son was born in Maryland.
Wagwan,
Wagwan. What's going on?
And my son was born in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? You know, Maryland. He was born in Maryland. So
he's born in Maryland.
In Maryland. Learn how to say it right.
Not Maryland. He was born in Maryland.
Maryland.
Exactly.
Like I got on my Love DC Go-Go Maryland version tonight.
Go. There you go.
Exactly. Maryland. Mike, what we talk about tonight?
We're going to talk a little bit about marriages, you know.
Okay.
We'll talk about some essential things for everybody's marriage. So it's good for people who are married. It's good for singles who are thinking about maybe one day getting married. All of that.
What about people thinking about getting divorced?
Them too. You're next. What you should have had the first time and what you're going to get next time.
Keep your heart 3 stacks. Keep your heart.
Keep your heart. Exactly. Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. Sure. Anyway, Donnell, you got word to the wise?
You know I got word to the wise, fool.
Yes, sir.
I pity the fool.
Word to the wise. Ladies. Listen here.
Donnell, you crying?
No, I because it breaks my heart what I have to say. Some of y'all, look, man. Some of y'all be saying, will put your house shoes on just to run to the store. Let me tell you something. I'm very observant, man. There is no reason, absolutely no reason. If your house shoes are black and they were once white, blue, red, whatever color under the rainbow, you need to throw them joints away. But more importantly, your house must be nasty.
Disgusting.
I don't even know how you make house shoes black to begin with.
Oh man,
They wear them outside.
Look,
they wear them outside.
It's even worse if the inside of them is black. If like the sole, like the inside where your foot is.
I mean, just look at the bottom of it. Yo, Narada was with me. We was in South Africa, yo. We was in South Africa in the mall, and we was in the mall, and it was a white kid. It was a white kid who walked past us, and I was like, "Damn, the bottom of his feet black as a mug. Like he was walking on charcoal. Like that's just disgusting."
He was in the mall with no shoes on.
Nah, he had like on slides or something.
Oh.
But Ty, if that's the case, that's even worse. Like how your feet get black like that, and then you turn around and put some house shoes on.
Right,
like you ain't even wearing them house shoes.
What's the point? What's the point? Right at that point in time, you didn't already. Exactly. Yeah, Narada said he remember. We was sitting. I was like, "Yo, that little kid feet dirty as a mug." Yeah, that is so. Yeah, so women, fellas, that's word wise for everybody. Yeah, they look like they've been walking to meet Jesus in them damn
right.
walking across. They've been on the road to Damascus. They've been on.
Oh no!
He was walking with Moses.
Right.
Yeah, he was doing something.
Hey, I'm out of that one. Hold on.
Donnell took that back real quick. He like, I'm out of that one. I don't blame that.
I ain't trying to block my blessings. leave people alone.
Hey, you ever think about that for real? Real boy, you ever think about that? You be sitting there, you be like, yo, you say something, and then all of a sudden you be like, you know what? Let me take that back. I ain't trying to block my blessing right quick. I ain't trying to block my blessing. Fellas, no ashy feet. You right. No, it's summertime. Don't nobody should have no ashy feet.
Summertime, right?
No ashy ankles.
Some of y'all ladies be wearing distressed jeans with ashy kneecaps.
Ashy kneecaps.
Yeah. You got to go back to the episode on men's self-care on that one. We had a whole word to the wise with ashy kneecap ladies and then distressed jeans. Go back to the men's self-care episode and check out that one. That was actually a very good episode. We actually had some special guests on that night. But yes, no ashy kneecaps. Go ahead and put some lotion on them knees.
Y'all fake. What you talking about?
What's going on in the media or in the news nowadays? There was a dude.
I think Toya coming for us on the slide.
Right? What you trying to do?
She do.
Face be ashy. Damn.
I put on the Palmer's cocoa butter all the time. Thank you very much.
Well, okay, Toya, some of y'all ladies edges be gone.
So your fingernails are ashy.
Ooh. Y'all know what? Y'all about to get Toya started. Let's go to commercial before we get Toya started. Go to commercial before we get. Y'all forget she come on for Women's Champ. I mean, not Women's Champ. She does Women's Champ, but she come on for Women's Takeover. She said, "I'll see y'all on 413." That must be the episode of Women's Champ she want us on. So
okay.
Yeah, we let's go to commercial before we get Toya riled up.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demetra Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demetra Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On.
Tune in to Millionaire M.A.N, only on Relationship Entertainment Television, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Relationship Entertainment Television. Y'all know what time it is. It is that time for Millionaire Man Cave right here on RETV. So if y'all have not already subscribed, I always fear I was going to do that, y'all. I'm so glad that nobody's caught that. Subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. My chair always decides that it wants to give out at times, and so I feel like I'm gonna fall back, but I actually caught myself before I did. So because that'd be super hella embarrassing. But yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel if y'all have not already done so. And y'all can also check out the website, sending your emails to info@re-tv.net as well. All that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. But we got a hell of a show tonight. Tonight we talk about what all marriages need. But in the meantime,
five things.
Five things. All
five things. Just five things.
You sure about that?
Yeah, well, I won't limit it. I won't limit it, but yeah, five.
Okay. If you say so, Mike. What hot topics we got tonight?
That's what I want to know. I'm gonna ask y'all. What's been going on in the news lately? I've been kind of into Fresh Prince lately, and I haven't been paying attention to the news. Me and my daughter have been binging all of the seasons of Fresh Prince, and we're almost done.
Wait.
So that's all I've been.
The original Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The original.
No, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Original.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say you let your daughter watch Bel-Air, but okay.
No.
What made y'all decide to do that, Mike?
Well, she watches different stuff at different times, and we were watching it, and then we just started watching each episode and decided to keep going because it was good. I mean, that was one of the best shows on TV, dog, hands down.
Do you know that like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what's his name? Will Smith started to do things differently as the seasons went on because he knew he was competing against Martin.
Really?
Like he tried to, like if you go back and look at the first season of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was far more. I mean, it wasn't as funny. Like, but he started trying a lot harder to be a lot funnier as he realized that like what was happening with Martin as a show. Like how funny Martin.
But there was a difference though. Martin was a comedian. Will Smith is a rapper.
Exactly. And
so I mean, Go ahead.
But he was trying hard. He wanted to make sure that he, the show like kept up and was like getting good ratings and stuff.
Okay. It was a good show. I give it to him. It was a good show. I mean, it's funny how they switched over. How they switched Aunt Viv, and Viv in the joint.
And then they talked about it in the show. They was like, what happened to it?
Like, or something you seem different now. And Viv,
now.
After you had your baby, you seem different now. After you had a baby.
The joint that got me wasn't even that one. My Wife and Kids. I don't know if y'all remember My Wife and Kids. They did the same thing in My Wife and Kids when they swapped out the little girl. The daughter. They swapped out the daughter.
The oldest daughter used to be dark skinned, then she became light. Now, by the way, the second girl in My Wife and Kids was way funnier than the first.
She was way funnier.
But the reason why the first girl left on My Wife and Kids was because
she wasn't funny.
No. It was because her parents didn't like the way that the character was going. They had an episode coming up where they was talking about like teenage sex or something like that. And her parents didn't want her doing that. So I know way too much about these shows. And so that became a whole thing. They ended up pulling her off the show, and that's when they got the new girl. Yeah.
But it was funny because in the season when she first started, the new girl came down the stairs. I forget her real name, but she came down the stairs, and Michael Kyle was the father, Damon Wayans, was like, something look different about you. Did you change your hair? Like he was like, something just stands out about you.
But if you look closely at a lot of black shows on TV, except for Martin, they all had a very similar situation. I mean, matter of fact, Family Matters had it twice. So
we know we got rid of Judy. Judy went upstairs and
never came back. But the last season, nobody realized this. The last season of Family Matters, they actually had a different mother. The woman who played the mother left the show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right before the show ended, they switched to a different mother.
Harriet was completely there. Harriet was light skinned too.
Yeah. The new Harriet was light skinned. Yep.
Why they always gotta go with light skinned people though? Like, all right, so the girl in My Wife and Kids, she was dark skinned, and then she went light. Harriet on Family Matters, she was dark skinned, and then they went light skinned. Viv. She was dark skinned, and then they went light skinned.
Right. That shit's crazy. And interestingly enough, I don't know if y'all realize this, Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
Yes.
Which my cousin Harriet was the elevator operator. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, Perfect Strangers. They actually did an episode, like she did a couple episodes of Perfect Stranger. Like they really liked her character. And what's his name? Winslow. What's his name? The dad.
Carl
Winslow is actually based off of the character he played in Die Hard.
Really?
Damn.
They literally hired the show set in Chicago, right? Die Hard was set in Chicago. Right. They hired him to play her husband because of how good of a job he did in Die Hard. And they wanted him to be a police officer, just like he was in Die Hard. And they brought him onto the show. They literally made they wanted to have a show, a black family on it. And it was like, we want him to play Carl Winslow. Like he did such a great job in Die Hard. We want him in the show.
Wow.
So,
wow. Gotcha.
Now he's a TV dad in commercials.
TV dad. My favorite TV dad.
Now he's a TV dad. Exactly. I thought he was like retired and done with, but I guess like you said, now he's TV dad in commercials. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that for a long time, I thought that John Amos was dead.
He not? Right.
No. John Amos.
I thought he was too.
I thought he died in Good Time.
Like,
I thought he was really dead. I was like, oh, John Amos dead.
In Good Time.
He started popping up and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I knew he ain't died for real. Good Time. But I mean,
the way he died in Good Time, I was like, oh, he did for real. Oh, Lord.
They just ain't never bring him back. They say never bring him back. That's
then this thing,
y'all need Jesus.
He was in Coming to America. He was, he just popping up all over the place doing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He was Lisa's dad on Fresh Prince.
That's right. Many years later. Many years. So I have a question for you guys. Okay. If you had to describe yourself in terms of one of those like black TV dads, would you say that you are more like you more like Carl Winslow, you more like Bill Cosby, you more like what's the dad in Blackish? Andre.
Oh, Andre.
Yeah. Like how would you describe yourself as a black dad that we've seen on TV?
Damn.
I will say for myself personally, because I was such a Cosby Show kid, like that was my joint back in the day, and I really wanted to kind of like emulate myself after Bill Cosby. I would say I'm a mix between Heathcliff Huxtable. Let me rephrase that. Heathcliff Huxtable and Fred Sanford from Sanford and Son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking Heathcliff Huxtable myself. I can't really think of somebody else who I may have been like, but or may act more like.
Okay. Mr. Reasonable.
Mr. Reasonable.
Come on, man.
Definitely more like Dre Johnson.
I knew it.
Okay.
I can see that.
Shoes and all.
Oh, you got a closet like that down there? I know you a shoe dude, but you got a closet like that?
It's terrible, bro. Closet throwing up shoes.
That's crazy. So, like I said, I was a Cosby kid. So I wanted to, my thing was I didn't want to be that strict dad that was, just always. I didn't want to be, your boy from Good Times. I didn't want to be that dude that was just completely strict all the time. I wanted my kids to like me. I wanted to have fun, but at the same time, I wanted to be able to teach them lessons. But make it fun at the same time. Not not be that dude that was like, boy, JJ, you better not say nothing to me. I'll whoop your, that wasn't like, nah. I mean,
see, for a long time, that was me. Like, I felt like I wanted to be like, Heathcliff. I can't say his name, Heathcliff Huxtable. But you know what? I've been watching my wife and kids lately. Michael Cowell I could see myself like, I feel like that's me. Like, I want to be that, like a Michael Cowell kind of dad. So
I didn't watch it enough. I didn't really watch my wife and kids like that.
That joint hilarious, young.
It is hilarious.
My wife and kids and the joint with Robert Townsend is hilarious.
Oh yeah, what's that joint was called? Dang, I can't remember what that joint was called. Yeah, he had a whole show. He had
Parenthood.
Parenthood.
Yeah,
I used to watch Daydreaming. I could be that father too. Have like random thoughts. Oh my god.
I always wonder about that. Like, yo, how would I? Because I always found myself. I wanted to be like Heathcliff Huxtable, but I ain't want that many kids. Thank goodness I ain't had that many kids.
But you realize in the first season, or not even was it the first season? I know it was at least the first episode. They didn't acknowledge Sandra. Sandra wasn't. They didn't acknowledge her as one of their kids.
No, they didn't. They didn't want to. So what happened was, I'll tell you what.
The light skinned character.
I know all this, right?
All of them. If I ever go on Jeopardy, I'm taking John, or a Family Feud, I'm taking John with me.
So this is what happened, right? They decided. So they had all these young kids. First off, Rudy was supposed to be a boy, right? It's supposed to be more. It's supposed to be two boys on the show.
Oh.
Rudy was supposed to be a boy. They didn't find a boy that they really liked to be the boy character, so they ended up hiring Rudy, or Keisha Knight Post. But they decided that they wanted to go ahead and have a family member who was already in college, because all of the kids were not college age at the time. So they wanted to go ahead and like introduce a kid who was already in college, so that they could like start that line, that whole idea of like black kids going to college.
Okay, I can dig it.
Now why they send her ass?
What was that show? What was it called? Cosby. It was like a spinoff.
Oh, with Dougie Doug.
I don't think it was a spinoff though, was it?
Nah, it wasn't a spinoff.
It wasn't a spinoff. It was just a new show with him
but
and her. on CBS.
Right. So they also wanted to show, Ty, that like black kids can go to the Ivy League schools as well, right? Like both of the parents went to historically black colleges, so we were already learning about historically black colleges as well, but they didn't want to leave out the fact.
But John, I don't think initially I don't think Hillman was supposed to be a black college, because if you watch the first season of A Different World, yeah, it was a rack of white people. I mean, it was so many white people in the episode that I would have thought it was a white school.
Well, and that part of you're right. So part of that was changed. Part of that was changed when they brought in Debbie Allen.
Yes.
So Debbie Allen was not involved in the first season. The show almost didn't make it to a second season. Debbie Allen came in and said, "You know what? It's cool for white people to go to the school, but I really think this should be a historically black college." Wow. So that's how Hillman became a historic. It literally became a historically black college because of her.
Debbie Allen made it a HBCU.
Yeah, that's when she came in and took over the production of it.
Yeah, that is dope.
And she saved the show.
She saved the show.
That was another show, dog. That was like one of the best shows ever. Cause the way that Dwayne Wayne went from being geek on the street to being the man, and just his whole transition over several seasons. That was awesome.
I still watch that to this day. I still watch that one to this day.
How you feel about the fact that he decided not to pledge the fraternity or get initiated into the fraternity?
But he did. He actually did, but he dropped out.
He dropped. That's what I'm saying. How you feel about that? Like he dropped.
I mean, he dropped. What is there to think?
But it's more than Ron.
Yeah, there's nothing to think.
Ron finished, and Ron tried to keep him online, but Ron, he couldn't keep him online. So he dropped.
I'm sorry. We ain't talk about no current events. I know way too much about TV shows.
I was gonna say John is the whole unsung of all black TV shows.
No bull.
TV shows raised me, young. I'm saying seriously, like them TV shows raised me. I know all of them. So.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But look, I was going to ask earlier when I was asking about current events. Who's the dude in the news now? Y'all were talking about. We were talking about
Jonathan Majors.
Yes, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that? Well, I guess we have to talk about it first. Jonathan Majors got was accused of what?
Sexual assaulting his girlfriend.
It was a sexual
assault? It was his girlfriend.
I thought it was battery. Is that
was it battery?
Yeah. It might have been assault battery.
It was crazy regardless, because come to find out, he was accused of whatever the hell he was accused of. I read today he's the one who actually called the police for her own well-being. And then when the police got there, she changed her story. And so they wound up arresting him.
So there's supposed to be some video showing.
They say there might be a video in the cab, but this is the problem that I have, right?
Yeah.
It's twofold. One, it's always something. When you're at the top of your game, you know what I'm saying? It's always something. But even beyond that, there are other people who are now chiming in to say that they're like people from Princeton, like he went to school with, saying that he was he's a sociopath.
Really?
What?
Yeah, yo, it's a whole thing. Like people are chiming in now, and everybody trying to. And you know what? It's funny because not funny, but I try to tell my son this. My son is only 9, but I try to tell him this. I'm like, yo, when you are
don't get famous.
No, not just about famous, but when you are a person who people look at as making it, as doing something, everybody. And now full disclaimer, I don't know the situation. I'm sure it'll come out over time. We'll figure
that's
the
what
whole
I'm
thing
waiting
out.
on too. I'm waiting for
blah
it to
blah
come
blah.
out.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no Jussie Smollett situation where he getting robbed at 2 a.m.
Right before we move on, you hear that the two brothers actually did a whole video about the whole Jussie Smollett situation last week. I thought that was dead and done.
I didn't hear about that, but I didn't hear about that. It's funny I brought it up, but. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you are at the top of your game, when you're doing big things, like people are always trying to, you know, figure out a way to burn you down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, you a target.
It's crazy, but
it was his girlfriend though. That's the crazy part. So it was his girlfriend that actually decided that she wanted to first, you know, I guess switch up her story, and then after she switched up her story, she wound up recanting the whole damn story because I guess she realized he was about to lose.
You need to put up that disclaimer, dude.
Yeah, because we don't know. I mean, it might be true. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Me too.
Happy.
There it is.
Happy. There's the disclaimer
for me.
There's the disclaimer.
Nothing we say is meant. Nothing we say is meant to offend anyone.
I mean, I'm just saying because you say it's almost like you can't say nothing, man, without somebody getting feeling like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, what about it's almost like watching SVU. You know what I'm saying, like, you know, they automatically. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying, not to take away the fact that it does happen, but just because someone said it happened, that doesn't necessarily mean it happened. You get what I'm saying?
It happened, right? Yes. And look, I mean, we had two major black people who this has happened to that may not have done it with Jonathan Majors and Michael Irvin. They still work in that situation.
But it's not just them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's plenty of people who go to jail, you know what I'm saying, over something
they didn't go accused of.
Yes.
That they were accused of, they wound up not doing. Yeah, that's
the usual suspects, the average height black male, could be anybody.
Emmett Till.
True. Again, you are guilty until proven innocent. That's how, truth be told, that's how the justice system works. You are guilty until proven innocent.
For black men.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, and not just the justice system, it's also the
corporate
public
world.
opinion. You know what I'm saying? Public opinion.
Oh.
Yeah. Public opinion.
If y'all be looking at, and I know y'all do, if y'all look at like comments on some of these stories, I'll be like, damn, there's the racism right there.
They go in hard. They going hard when it comes to celebrities, specifically, like you said, black men celebrities. They going hard, whether they innocent or not. How many people threw Michael Irvin under the bus during the Super Bowl because he had a reputation as a cowboy. He did have a reputation of a drug user, of a womanizer, all of those things. But all of a sudden, this one chick who I don't even know his whole situation. But like you said, he wound up getting accused of something that he didn't wind up not even doing. Had video footage, had other people stand up for him and say he didn't do it, but wound up getting accused and getting pulled from the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Super Bowl coverage. Yep. So,
and I mean, I will admit, I was one. When the story came out, I was like, I can see that.
Because of his history.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I can see that. And not only his history, but my history and people I know of being drunk, and how you approach females sometimes ain't the right way when you're drunk. And I was like, I can see that. And then when stuff started to come out to support him, and then they were like, they had video supporting him and everything, I was like, oh.
So let me ask you this, Mike. Did OJ do it? Is OJ guilty?
OJ did it. OJ did it. OJ did it.
So Johnny
said he did not do it. He wrote a book saying, if I had did it, this is what I had done.
OJ did it.
Which was the
dumbest shit for a minute. I'm about to eat some food.
Oh,
that was the dumbest shit.
OJ did it.
But nah, Johnny Cochran was a frat brother, so I have to say, anytime we talk about OJ, if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
I mean,
only because he was a frat.
Nah. I feel like personally, I was like, again, just like the Michael Irvin thing, my mindset was, I could see that.
But OJ,
so yeah. Oh yeah.
OJ, OJ did that shit. OJ did it. Like John said, OJ did it.
Do y'all remember the high speed chase on TV?
Yeah.
Low speed chase.
Low speed chase.
Low speed chase.
Yeah, it was a low speed chase.
Y'all, but y'all remember watching the court verdict? I was in high school when the court verdict came out. Yeah,
I was in school. And look,
they had the TV too.
Hey, look, back then, most of our teachers was opposite of us. And they were pissed.
Yo,
meanwhile, all the students
was in there breakdancing. They was in there breakdancing. They was like, ooh.
All the students we was psyched. Right? And everybody kept saying, "We finally got one."
Right. Because we all knew he did it. But the fact that he got off from it was like, that was a big deal. It was like, you know what?
Because black men do not get off for nothing.
Right.
It ain't happened
no matter how famous you are.
It ain't happened since.
Look, I was just watching the episode of Naked Gun. I was like, "Yep, this was before the OJ days." Not an episode, but the movie.
Right. So yeah, what else is going on though? Is there anything else notable that I've missed over the last week or so?
Let's talk about. So first of all, let's talk about. And I think it needs to be addressed. Let's talk about the the Nashville shooting.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I read something about that. I did read about that.
That joint.
So
I'm not sure what happened though.
So it was a young lady that identified as a man, transgender.
Is that why they keep saying? Is that why they keep saying the gunman?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing.
I'm like, no, isn't it the gun woman?
the gun person, the
shooter,
the gunner.
That's what
it's the gunner. It's the gunner. It's the gunner. Okay. So this is the problem that I have, right?
Okay.
I mean, I heard somebody say recently. Actually, it might have been Joe Rogan. This might have been an old clip. Joe Rogan said he was talking about drug companies, right? He was like, why do we keep allowing companies to create these drugs that kill people? And all these people die, and we keep allowing, like, they don't get in any trouble for like creating these drugs that end up like having a bad effect on people, right? Like they doing research. They basically doing research on people when they put drugs out, right? And a certain number of people die, like, and the same, and so like if anything else happened, if we were to say, peanut butter was killing people, we'd be like, yo, we can't sell peanut butter no more. It's killing a lot of people, right? But not with drug companies, right? They keep the lobbyists keep allowing the stuff to keep going out. The same thing happens with guns, right? Yeah. And I don't know how many of y'all have guns, have y'all, whatever. But like this whole thing with ARs, like this whole thing with like assault rifles being able to be purchased and sold, and like I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. And so the fact that this person went into the school, broke into the school, the back door of a school, and went in there with an assault rifle and started shooting people, it's crazy.
Great point for you.
Cigarettes, exactly. Cigarettes. Matter of fact, the fact that weed is illegal in some places and being like taxed at a high level and this, that, and the other thing, and you can buy alcohol that people will go out and drink and get into a car accident, you know what I'm saying, or will get into a fight and kill somebody, like that. The fact that is okay as long as you 18.
Okay, but so this is my thing, John. So this is my thing, John. It's not guns that kill people. It's people who kill people. I can pick up a gun. I don't got one near me right now, but I can pick up a gun, and that gun will sit here like a paperweight until I pull the damn trigger, which is an action that I have taken.
Yeah.
Yes. See, that mentality right there is that same argument that keeps guns from, keep guns in the streets.
Right.
And keeps guns in people who shouldn't have guns to begin with.
Right. And I don't
if you don't have like no history, if you don't have no history of criminal involvement or mental illness, you'll get a gun.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're not mental ill.
But that's the thing, though, Donnell. It should be the background check and all of that stuff that should stop people from having guns.
But how would you? How would you know?
But who need an automatic? You don't need an automatic weapon.
Illness, or no history of criminal background, how would you know that person was not a good fit to have a gun?
So you saying, okay, so because let's state it, it's not just guns, it's knives, it's a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, but people aren't dying from knives, Ty. You know what I'm saying?
They're not going into school. They're not going into school and knifing people to death. They're not going into school and knifing people to death. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. That's not what's happening.
And I get that. But my thing is,
you can go to the dollar store and buy a knife. Anybody can go into the dollar store and buy a knife. We talking about situations where a background check, it has to be done before you walk out the store. Right. Now you can buy a rifle. It doesn't necessarily have to be an assault rifle. But they don't really do a whole background check when you just buy a regular rifle.
That's my problem.
Exactly. So again, that's the
all
problem.
Of these, and that's my problem is that almost all of these mass killings involve assault rifles.
But the assault rifles are the ones that you gotta have a background check. Right. At least I know. At least in the state of Maryland,
it's easier to get an assault rifle. In a lot of states, it's easier to get an assault rifle than it is to get a handgun.
But they having a gun show here in Maryland, right? You can go buy the guns at the gun show with pieces missing off of it, and then you go buy the pieces separately to make it an assault rifle. That's crazy. Like you can go buy a regular rifle, some kind. I don't know. I don't know anything about guns, right? Look. Okay. Full disclosure, I grew up in Southeast DC, Southeast. Okay. Grew up around guns my whole life. Saw people get shot, you know what I'm saying? Drive-bys, the whole nine. Now, with that said, I have an aversion to guns because of that, because of what I saw growing up. Like the things that I experienced and saw, like I just don't have an interest. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why people want a gun for protection. I get it. Like that part of it I'm cool with. But what I don't understand is why we need assault rifles in the wild.
That's my problem.
Like why we need you can't tell me that you need an assault rifle to shoot a deer. If you need an assault rifle to shoot a deer, then you suck at shooting. Like
facts.
So the assault rifles is my thing too. I feel like that is not necessary. Now, a lot of people, I do know people that have assault rifles, and most of them are like, because I could get it. If I can get it, why not? But there's no need for assault rifles for the general public.
Exactly.
It's a tactical gun. So, you know what I'm saying? You're right. There is no need. Like if you're not, law enforcement or military,
yes,
there's no need for an assault rifle.
Having it. And that's the point that I was making, because my thing is
the purpose is that the clips hold like 30 rounds.
Mm-hmm. And what do you need 30 rounds for? What do you need 30 rounds for?
You trying to cut down a tree, again, you know what I'm saying?
It is tactical. It's tactical. Law enforcement and military should have these guns, not general public. Why? If you think long and hard about it, even law enforcement don't need it if regular people don't have access to it. Like law enforcement don't need an assault rifle either if regular people don't have access to assault rifles. If I have my own problem with police. Okay, I have my own problem with police, but I wouldn't need an assault rifle.
Because you did the Southeast.
Right, exactly. But I wouldn't need an assault rifle as a police officer.
John, you got to play too.
What?
John has got to play too.
Sure did. Wait. Look at this. I got the line. Boy.
Yeah, boy.
It got real. It just got real in this.
John gonna be sleeping in the next segment. He gonna be sleeping in the next segment.
I don't know.
But that's my point though. It's not that I believe that everybody should have a gun and you should be able to access a gun however you want. But I do feel like if you do have, for whatever reason, whether it's protection or whatever your need to have a firearm is, you can have a firearm. It's the assault rifles that I believe that we should not have access to. So yes, I am a believer. I was not all this way. I was not always this way. I was like John. I grew up in a neighborhood where I seen enough guns and enough of what guns can do that I didn't necessarily want to have a gun myself. And it wasn't until my wife actually was like, yo, we should have one. We should have one. And even then, I was like, nope, I don't want one. Don't want one in my house. I don't want my kids to know we have one. And it wasn't until later where I became a security guard at my church where they was like, you know, they put me through the class and I wound up having one because people come shooting up churches.
Yeah.
So at that point in time is when I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get one. Now I got a few, this, that, and the third. But I would never, my mind has never crossed, you know, to be like, let me go get an assault rifle. I have never had a desire to get an assault rifle. So I don't believe that you should ban all people from having a firearm just because firearms kill people. Ban people from having assault rifles because that's what people are out there killing people with, truth be told. But they're killing people with regular firearms too. So I mean that's the argument that I had behind that, Mr. Reasonable. It ain't just that I believe that, you know, everybody should have a gun just for the hell of it. You know, you should have a background check, you know, and there are certain guns that should not be available to us.
So now let me play a little bit of devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you was in a situation, so you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people starting to get like these concealed carry permits, right?
I got one.
So if you was in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, if you might be at church, you know, and something pop off, wouldn't you want to be the citizen who's packing?
You would be, but legally, technically, in a lot of states, in churches, you aren't supposed to carry a gun. You are not in a church. You're really not supposed to.
Grocery store, then, damn it.
But I mean, I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. No, you're right. I would be one. I have a conceal. So yes, I will be that guy, or will want to be that guy, or not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily. Hey, truth be told, I'm a chicken like a mug. You know, the last thing I'm thinking about is pulling out my firearm.
What? I'm getting out.
He's shooting his way out.
Not unless I had to. Not unless I had to. I seen a video today where it was a dude who had road rage, right? And he backed another car in, and this dude had pulled out his finger. He pulled out his finger, but the lights was blinding the dude who he's pulling his finger at, so he couldn't tell if it was actually a gun or a real finger. This is in Texas. He wound up getting arrested for pulling out his finger and acting like he was getting ready to shoot a gun.
Wow. I ain't hear about that.
Yeah, this was on I watched A&E. It was on like Neighborhood Wars or Road Wars or one of them joints.
Okay. Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
I seen Narada said that he loves guns, but NYC doesn't. New York City doesn't love guns.
Certain states you can't have.
Let me tell you something. The next pandemic, i.e., the next zombie apocalypse, you gonna want to have an assault rifle.
Oh, for sure,
right?
For sure.
So if there ever was a zombie apocalypse, I would want an assault rifle. Yes.
Hey, that's my justification. You know what I'm saying? So I am a assault rifle owner. I don't pull it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I never will unless there isn't a zombie apocalypse. Now I will say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in a situation where, you know, if it's, you know, my family against the world, guess what?
My family's gonna win.
I gotta protect myself at all times. You know, I think the one lesson that I saw like is it's dog eat dog world. You know what I'm saying? It's either eat or be eaten. You know what I'm saying? In a situation where, you know, if there, you know, grocery stores was ever shut down, and you know what I'm saying, like people needed to eat or whatever the case may be, like it's either me or you. Somebody.
Chef said he's been ready since '97. Chef said he's been ready since '97. You need the ARs in NYC though. Nah, you don't need no ARs in NYC, Narada. You don't need no ARs.
NYC would be one of the main. You know what I'm saying? China, where it's heavy populated, definitely gonna need one in New York.
Nah, it's too.
If there was a zombie apocalypse.
If it was a zombie apocalypse, it will be a zombie. Yeah, them people be on them dippers. They it be a zombie apocalypse.
No bull. But so Donnell,
just don't come knocking at my door. That's all I'm gonna say.
Donnell sounds like one of my friends who has it because he can. Is that
no? Honestly, I think at the time when I purchased it, I went in because I already had a 40 and I wanted a 4.5. And they was raving about this, you know what I'm saying, about this AR, and because they were saying that it was going to be banned in the state of Maryland. You know,
Bro.
I want to say, I can't remember what year it was. And I, you know what I'm saying, like I hadn't even, you know, thought about it. And so when he was, you know, kind of like telling me, he was just like, you know, once you get it, your grandfather to have it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so, you know, I just went through with it just because, like, you know, so yes, I am one of those to have it just because, but you know, I justify saying if there
how we know
is
you ain't gonna go crazy.
Say that again.
How we know that you won't snap one day and be like, you know what?
You don't know. But that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? How do you know I won't pull out the 40, the 45, or the 12 gauge? You know what I'm saying? Like I will get the chopper. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I can snap and go to my shed to get my chainsaw. You know what I mean? It ain't necessary. Like to me, it ain't necessarily like having a gun.
How many people going to a chainsaw? How many people going to a school with a chainsaw?
Right.
Hey,
you know,
it hadn't happened yet. That don't mean
exactly.
It also, honestly,
like how do you defend that?
Honestly, it also had not happened that a woman was a mass shooter.
Yo, that part too, John. That's the part that got me. I was like, yo,
and so
wait, go back, say that again, John.
Oh, it also had not happened that a woman had been a mass shooter.
A mass shooter, right? It's the first time it's a woman.
They identify as a man.
As a man. Okay, so this is the thing. This is the thing to go along with that, right? Okay, so I work. You know, you guys know I work in a school, right? So one of the things that popped up was they were going to write a letter giving, you know, some information about what happened and like being very specific about it, because we know that oftentimes people who are gendered as a woman are not mass shooters, right?
Okay.
That's not normal. So also, it is also more normal that people do not go through locked doors. That's
more locked doors.
That's normal, right? But in this case, this person who was just shot the door out and was born as a woman, right? And so they were going to write this in the letter. And I said, look, I'm going to stop you guys there only because what if it had been a black person, man or woman? Most mass shooters are not black people either.
Right.
In schools, right? Most of them, the people who go into school shootings, not black people. So to put that identifier in a letter that you're going to send out to people in the community felt like it was overkill in that. I hate to, sorry to say overkill. So like it was like doing too much in that moment, right? Because this is one thing that black people, we oftentimes have to deal with, is being identified as black in any crime that we do.
Yeah.
Like, they don't say white man kills, you know, X number of people in gang related.
They always say black man.
Always say black man.
And not only do they always say black man, they always go, oh yeah, he also smoked weed. Oh yeah, he also had a criminal history. Oh yeah, he also, they try to find every reason.
Destroy the character. That's right.
Exactly. Yes. And they don't do that for white people usually. For whatever reason, they take them to Burger King to get them some food on the way to the damn jail.
Right? What the hell?
So
okay, we gotta get into our topic tonight. So
because
I'm thinking it's about time for a commercial break, and we need to get to this topic because I want the viewers to know how to keep your marriage.
What all marriages need.
5 things.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But my man Mike says 5 things. Me and John, we're gonna keep eating our food while we go to this commercial right quick.
Mine gone.
Already. I'm still eating, John. I'm
about to get.
Hey, it's your girl Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.
What up, good people? Welcome back to a live episode of Millionaire M.A.N Cave right here on Relationship and Entertainment Television, better known as RETV. Yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is a live show, so we want to hear y'all's comments. We want to hear y'all's thoughts. We get into the topic of the night, which is what all marriages need. Donnell already on it. Between Donnell and Toya, y'all already on it. What's going on, Donnell?
Toya jumping the gun?
That's what I thought too. I was like, Toya, she waited for commercial. She started throwing all the stuff into the comments.
I wasn't gonna say that, but I was gonna give Toya a shout out. I was gonna say, like, I was feeling her the intro to her show. Like, that joint gives me like 90s vibes. And that joint cranks to me. So, you know, I like the intro to your show.
Good job, Toya. Good job.
Shout out to Toya and Women's Champ. Make sure y'all check out Women's Champ each and every Thursday right here on Relationship Entertainment Television, 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well. She's doing the thing for the women. She's, you know, helping empower and educate and uplift and all those good things that she does with women and Women's Champ. So shout out to Toya and Women's Champ. Y'all make sure y'all check her out each and every Thursday. But yeah, let's get into this topic about what all marriages need, though. For real, already got that.
Yeah, I like that. And before that, though, I want you to put up that one because I think this is super important. It's not even on my list, dog.
But wash y'all feet.
You know what, Toya? First off, I can't believe she went to commercial with that nonsense. Okay, y'all wash y'all feet. Okay.
I was thinking that was a late post from when we were doing the what was it? Word to the Wise.
Word to the Wise.
Yeah. I thought it was a late post for Word to the Wise. But no, put up the one about the put your spouse first. Yes. I say this all the time.
Shaheem said it. Put your woman first.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Your spouse should come before your kids. Now, a lot of women, and shout out to Toya, not all women. Not all women. I don't want to generalize. But a lot of women will put the kids first. Or put the kids before the husband even. But the kids grow up and leave. You have to nurture what's going to continue. So I just want to put that out there. That's something that I talk about a lot. and I believe in. So thank you, Toya.
But can I say to that though? Yeah. And it's interesting because I actually heard two things recently. One was on Instagram, the other was at my job. So I actually heard some women, some teachers at my job talking, and they said, it's so sad when the kids leave, but that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go up, they're supposed to go to college and go away and and it's sad because now you have to enter this new point in your life, right? And I'm like, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Because the reality of it is that if you put your spouse first, right? If it's you and your spouse and you are raising the kids together, then the only thing new about the stage you enter in your marriage is you enter in that next stage of being able to be free again.
Freedom.
Free again. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did it right, you was free before. Now you get to be free again. All right. So that's the way I see it. Like, I look forward to the day I'm ready to send my damn kids off to boarding school now. Okay. And they young. Like, I'm doing the math. I'm like, when can I get rid of these fools so that I can have my house back? Okay. Hey, so that's how I feel about it.
I got like 3 months though.
See,
I got 3 months.
And I did it wrong because I should have did it sooner. But this, and the second part of it is, like, I heard somebody say on Instagram that marriage is not the end. That's not the end result, right? Like, you don't go through life to get married. Like, marriage is just the beginning, right? So when you get married, that's the beginning of something, and you want to work to reach that end result, and that end result is more exciting than what that beginning was, right? The beginning is exciting because it's the beginning, right? You get married, you're excited about that. Like, you have kids, you have a family, you maybe buy your first house, whatever, right? But you are working towards that end result. And if you're not working towards that end result, if you think that getting married is the end, then damn, what else is there left, right? So
that's true. Very true.
Some people look at it that way, though, John. Right. Look at it that way, especially, I would say specifically women. I don't know that many men who like, yo, I can't wait till I get older so I can get married and have some kids. And like, yo, like, that's like it for me. Like, I don't know too many dudes that ever have said that. Usually dudes be like, yo, she got me, dog. She put it on me, clank, clank, and now I'm married, or I wound up messing around, had kids, and whatever the case may be. Women are the ones that be like, yo, I want to have a kids, white picket fence, a house. I want to have all that stuff. And to me, that's what a woman's end goal is. I mean,
okay, so I can't say just women. Some men, because I never grew up that way. I did not, by any means or stretch, when I was younger, think that, I wanted to be married or whatever, because I was sowing my oats. And it wasn't until I got into my 20s that I did say to myself, and I said to myself, I would like to be married. I want to hit that next chapter of my life where I'm committed to one, where I'm married. I guess I've had my now I don't want to say my fill, but I had a lot. So after that, I wanted to hit my next chapter.
So real talk, just similar to that, Mike. Real talk, similar to that. Because I don't know if many people know, I met Mike and I met Donnell in college. And
that's you?
Exactly. Winston State. And that was my thing, truth be told. That was the reason why I chose to get married. So when I met y'all was partying, y'all was doing y'all's thing. And my thing was, people was like, yo, why you don't want to come out to the clubs? Why you want to do this, that, and the third? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to settle down. While y'all out there chasing tail, I want to make sure I got some tail already at home and ain't got to worry about that. So that was,
how that work out for you, Ty?
Hey, shut up, Mike. It worked out the second time. It worked out the second time. It worked out the second time.
And you know what? And I didn't meet Ty till later on, but I know the stories from my wife. Yes, I know.
And your wife said, John's wife said, "Don't you introduce me to another female."
And digging though, Ty wouldn't even go to the Go-Go's with us in Winston.
Right. And now for those of y'all who don't know, just to say that when you're from DC, you're from the DC metro area and love Go-Go, you can't wait until a Go-Go band comes in your area.
I mean, the chick I was dating,
not me.
Was from the area. The chick I was dating was from the area.
That's even worse.
I grew up.
Both of y'all should have been like, "Yo, we out there." But they was like, "Nah, we staying in."
Hey, Mike. We needed some designated drivers.
I know I did. Lord,
I couldn't have promised you I'd have been that though. I couldn't have promised you I'd have been that. I was better off at home chilling with my girl who was from the area at the time. You know, So to that point, Mike, I was one of them who was like, "Yo, let me settle down." I was more interested in settling down than I was out there chasing tail.
Hey man, let me tell you something, young.
Okay.
Life lesson for me.
What?
I can't drink like I used to because of my experiences in college.
I agree with that.
Amen to that.
All right, let's get number one. Mike, let's get number
college
one.
College taught me my limits, John.
I'm with you. Mike, let's get number one.
I got my degree in that.
We ain't even get to number one yet.
Number one. All right, so all of these start with L. You know, we trying to keep it fresh for everybody. So all these start with L. Number one is love.
Love.
So, yeah, exactly.
But see, now, some people love being in love, Mike.
Yeah. So there's like different levels of love. There's different aspects of love. It's a loaded word, you know. But in the end, you have to have this love, and some of those aspects of love are a godly love, you know, loving somebody like, you know, no other. A deep friendship love, which, you know, you can have for hopefully your wife or your spouse, your husband, whatever.
Sorry, my bad.
I don't know.
I'm trying to listen. He cranking to some love joint.
So deep friendship love, you need that. You need a long-standing love. So patience is in there, you know, a long-standing love. And you also need love of self. You have to know yourself. You have to love yourself before you can be combined with somebody else.
I agree with that.
So
that is a major mistake that a lot of people make. That is a major mistake that a lot of people make. A lot of people feel like they get married because they feel like the other person can complete them. You know, there's a part of me that's missing. So let me go ahead and get married, and let me, you know, that way they can complete me as in who I am. And you
have to complete yourself first. That's why I have pause sometimes with kids who get married or people who get married. You know, no offense to anybody, but I take pause when people get married under the age of 24. You know,
really?
Or not that, under the age of 22. So 22 or lower. I have pause because I feel like you haven't even lived life yet. You know, really? you don't even know yourself yet. So, you know, that's just me though.
I think it's different for everybody.
You do have to have love for self. And some people can have love for self at 18, at 19, at 20.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Mike. I think it's hard to know who you are. Oops.
I was a whole woman.
Yeah, and I think you
exactly.
I think you do need to be like happy with yourself. You need to have a love of yourself before you try to love somebody else. Like you need to be happy with the things that make you happy. You need to know. You need to know what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? You need to figure out what your interests are, what your hobbies are.
Some people don't figure that out until later in life.
Exactly, and that's why Mike said
maybe they don't need to get married till later.
You should wait because if everything that you do when you get married has to be wrapped up in that other person, then that's going to be a struggle, right? Because what if that other person is like me and I don't like to go nowhere? I don't like to do shit. Like if it's gonna cost me money, I don't want to do it. Like I just don't. Like I'm an introvert. I know it's hard to believe. I'm on the show. I'm talking a lot, but I don't like to be around a lot of people. So you need to figure out what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? What you can go do by yourself, crochet. You know what I'm saying? Go whatever it is. Whatever it is, you need to figure out what you can do by yourself and make you happy before you can figure out how to make somebody else happy. Because if you don't know what make you happy, how you gonna make somebody else happy?
Thank you. So that's where the love of self comes in. But it's not just love of self. It's long-standing love. You know, we can get into all these, but long-standing love has to deal with patience. You know, it has to deal with enduring love. Like you're not just in it for a short time, or you're not in it with limits. You're in it for the long haul. Long-standing means you'll work through stuff.
Right.
Even though it may not seem, the best right now, you'll work through it because you know that that's the person that you love and that's the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, not just until she makes me mad or he makes me mad. What were you going to say, Ty?
Let me quickly address what Toya just said, because Toya just said she agreed. Like the first time she was married, she was 22 years old. I was 20 when I got married the first time. And she said she didn't know what type of man she needed at that time. In my opinion, though, Toya, truth be told, I was 20 when I first got married. The type of woman that I needed when I was 20 was not the same type of woman that I needed when I was, 30 some odd when I got married. So that can change. Say your piece, damn it, Donnell. You've been over there booking. What you gotta say though?
Why you needed somebody anyway? It should be a person you wanted.
Yes, okay, but there are it is a want versus a need. I agree with you. It is a want versus a need. Okay. Because again, if you don't know yourself fully, then yes, you shouldn't be with anybody else. You should be by yourself to get to know what it is that you want and or need. Because there are people who do need that companionship in their life. So
I mean, there's a lot of ways to get companionship, though, Ty. There's a lot of ways. Like, let's be honest. Like hanging out with your boys, companionship. You know what I'm saying? Right. Hanging out with you can hang out with females, companionship, right? But what you need at that time is you need people around you who are going to build you up. That's what you need at that time. You need people who, like, I truly believe that in my 20s, like what I needed were other people around me who had a purpose in their lives. That didn't mean I needed to marry any of them.
That's deep.
I needed to know Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right. I needed to know. I needed to know that the people around me were about something. Now I didn't know. It didn't necessarily mean I needed to marry any of them. That means I needed to understand what the young John many years ago needed to do in order to move forward in my life. And so later on, when it came to finding somebody to marry, what it came down to was understanding who could help me continue my growth. Right? Wow. I can help them continue their growth. It can help me continue my growth. Like it's that understanding that
okay. I didn't think of any of that when I was younger. My low to mid 20s. Yeah, I was just living life, dog.
You was living life, right?
I was enjoying.
Not always about what you want. There's something you need to grow as a human, like John said. You need certain people to be able to help you take you to that next level. Because in a lot of cases, you'll be stuck. A lot of people think if we do shit on our own, I did this on my own. Come on, dog. Don't none of us do nothing on our own.
And that is the problem that I have. And this is not PC. But this is the problem that I have with some of these young women out there right now. I was a friend of mine from elementary school posted about Facebook. She posted on Facebook. She was like, "Why do people, seem to not get married the way that my grandparents, people our grandparents' age used to get married?" And what
they had social media.
But what they talked about was how people our grandparents' age felt like the women felt like they had to get married because they didn't have any other choice. They needed somebody to support them. And now women these days, like, I don't need no man to support me. You're right. You don't need no man to support you. My wife don't need no man to support her. You know what I'm saying? She is independent. She got her own thing. She don't, at the end of the day, she don't need me. But but we need each other to help.
Like you need her to hand you whatever she hand you right now.
No, these are my kids. My kids is. but what we need.
Dessert.
But what we no, it's more food.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, these jumps was good. But anyway, but we don't. So you know what I'm saying. So she don't need me to be successful. Like I don't handle that part of who she is. Right, she's successful on her own. But we support each other in that. Right, we work together to build something more. Like
so. Perfect. And I was just thinking that, John, you put a phrase in my head. You don't need to have somebody else. You have to love yourself. You have to be, in tune with yourself. But it's beautiful to build together. It's a benefit to build together with someone.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. You don't need somebody else, but when you can,
I'm sorry. Toya
is hilarious. I don't slide, I ride.
I need a man. Damn, Skippy, because there's some things that I just can't do for myself that a woman can do for me.
Amen.
Right.
Amen. So John was talking earlier. He was talking about the friendships or whatever, and in my mind, my first thought was having that woman friendship is something beyond anything that I could have had with any guy. Having a woman friend and having a woman's perspective and having all that, because women think way differently than men.
Yep.
Way differently.
Facts.
They think about every aspect of everything. Note the hand gestures. Every aspect of everything. That's what women do. Men don't. We just want to get it done.
Not all women. But okay. Good point.
True. Not all women. And I learned this from Toya. Do not generalize. So not all, but a lot.
But Ty, let me ask you a question. And I was not there for this part of your growth. And this is I'm specifically pointing at Ty on this because I know that he was in college with my wife. Were there things that my wife said to you in college that you wish you would have listened to now?
No.
Other than my wife ain't never say nothing to you about any of the women that you dated.
Other than leave her alone because she crazy. Other than leave her alone because she crazy. That's the only thing she told me. Leave her alone because she crazy. That's all your wife told me in college.
And do you wish you would have followed that direction, sir?
I never married the person she told me to leave alone because they was crazy. They was crazy, so I left them alone.
Okay. You left them alone. Okay. But it was that. But it's that. Sometimes it's that kind of. Anyway, that's kind of.
Let's jump into number 2.
What's number 2?
So yeah, because
shut up,
this is a man cave. We will go on forever on stuff. So first was love. Second is laughter.
Okay.
And it was funny because when I heard this, I didn't come up with all this. I heard it, and when I heard it, the person was like, they used to think that laughter would get them in the bed, that if they could make a girl laugh, they could sleep with her. And Lord have mercy, I was like, I thought I was the only one. Lord, because that used to be my thing. I was like, if I could make her laugh, I'm in.
So obviously that must be your thing, Donnell, because you over there, you was damn sure agreeing.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, thank you. Once upon a time.
I mean, let's be honest.
When I was in my young 20s.
In that respect, women, no offense to women, y'all kind of easy in that respect. If a dude can make a man, if a dude can make a woman laugh.
Who was he, a clown with no makeup? No. But when you laugh, you let your guard down.
Right.
When you laugh, you let your guard down.
And you comfortable. And when they get comfortable, that's when you in there. It's like, no.
Yeah. So,
ain't no psych now.
When I was in my younger days, That was my goal. My goal was first to get you to laugh, and then we were able to converse.
Oh yeah.
Then we were able to converse on a real level, because the guard was down. Not only were we able to converse on a real level, but I was able to get your drawers off. So
D'Angelo said it best. I'm going to take your drawers down.
Yeah. Like I said, this was in my younger 20s. I was not the man that I am now. But I was into doing things, and that was the first thing I thought of. But let's translate it though. Marriage. Laughter got you in there, but laughter has to keep you going. Laughter is essential to every day because life is serious, dog. Period.
Facts.
Everybody, we make jokes about adulting, right? Adulting, because that's the serious stuff. You have to laugh to release. You have to laugh to get past sometimes.
My wife always says it's better to laugh than it is to cry.
Yes, it is. And so laughter not only is good medicine, but laughter cheers you up. So even if you're not down, even if you're not sad or angry, laughter lifts you up. And so when we talk about building, it's beautiful building together. If you can make each other laugh, that's like an automatic build. It's Lego blocks on the foundation. It's more. So that's my number 2.
Mike about to give a whole TED talk. What's number 3, Mike?
Number 3. Now here's the one that everybody wants to know about: lust. Because when we think of lust, we think of dirty and nasty. Because the word lust just signifies dirty and nasty. But it's a want beyond. Lust is a want beyond the normal. It's a want of something sexual beyond the normal. So
does it have to necessarily be sexual, though, Mike? Does lust necessarily have to be sexual?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I think that you can have other words for lust that's not sexual, but lust, yes, is sexual.
Okay. Look here, folks. This is how I feel about it. This is my understanding of it.
We love a friend. Yep.
Exactly. I need to know that my wife is excited about the possibility of what I can give her, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. She can be excited about it, all right.
No, but I mean physically, like that we need to be. I need to be able to look at her and be like, "Yo, I want to tap that ass."
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
but that's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
Because if you don't feel that way, then you're going to get to the point where you are looking at other people. You know what I'm saying? Where you are trying to find that somewhere else.
Bam, hit the bell, Ty.
We are visual creatures, right?
Men are visual.
And so it is important for us
women
too, but it's also important for us to look at them and be like, you know what? I still want that every day. It's been 12 years, it's been 20 years, it's been 50 years. I still want that. You know what I'm saying?
That's important.
And if that goes away, then so does our interest.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to lose so men are going, and we're talking about men here. Men will lust. Period. We're visual. We have desires. We have needs. So those things make us want, make us crave, make us hunt. We're hunters. So lust is going to be there. If you're
like black say people get comfortable. And when they get comfortable in relationships, they stop doing those things. They get comfortable and complacent, and they stop doing the things that make you want them. So, like to put John's point, you do need to have some level, regardless of how young or old your relationship is. You do need to have some level of, I still need to do certain things in order to attract my spouse. And I will say this though, Mike, and I know we're gonna move on to the next point because I know it's already late. But it's not just men that are visual creatures. Women are visual creatures too. So even us men, we have to make sure that we even keep ourselves up, so that way our women can want us as well. Because if we sit around and get these beer bellies and this, that, and the third, and then regardless of the fact that how much we want them, they still ain't giving it up. So we still got to make sure that we keep our appearances up. But just like, y'all make sure y'all wash the bottom of y'all feet, women. Y'all make sure y'all take them damn bonnets off. Y'all make sure them damn ankles ain't ashy like my man say with the words of the wise. Y'all got to make sure that come to bed in as little as possible, or whatever your man like to see you in, because regardless of if you've been married 2 years, 5 years, 50 years, we still need to be able to lust after your ass when it all said and done.
And be okay with trying something different. Don't be okay with trying something different.
Yeah, exactly. But like Ty was saying, it's not just men. Women lust too. That was one of my points. Women lust too, but men, it's kind of in our nature.
Toya, don't nobody give a damn about your hair. Don't know. We trying to mess up your hair. But we forget trying to protect your hair. We trying to mess up.
Look here, Toya. And if you do it right, you might get your hair. You might get your money to get your hair did again.
I hear you.
The wallet will open. And
that sound like not to be insensitive.
Hey, hold up. Y'all need to go get a room.
Y'all need to
go get a room. Both of them over there flirting with each other. Talking about, I'm highly attracted to my husband. I love my husband. They flirting with each other online in the other room. Go get a room.
Sometimes that's what it takes, though. Sometimes that's what it takes. You got to flirt with yourself.
So that's what we talked about, though. And I'm glad you said that, Ty, because that's the perfect definition of what we're talking about, or the perfect example. You have to keep them wanting. You have to keep pursuing, and that's actually my number 4. Number 4 is living. You have to keep living. Don't stop living. Don't stop pursuing. Don't get mundane. Don't get complacent. You have to keep it up. So living, it basically translates to, when you're not living, you're dead. That means you're just there. You're mundane. You're not doing anything. You're sagging.
There you go.
That's right, Narada. Get her head done every week. Get her head done every week. Matter of fact, get it done every other day.
He like hey, take the card, do it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No, but
just take my wallet, baby. Just take my wallet.
You got to stay on top of things. You got to stay living. You have to keep pursuing. You have to keep attracting, not just pursuing, but attracting. Like Ty was saying, us men, we can't just stop. We have to be attractive to our wives, to our spouses. Wives, you need to be attractive to your husbands, to your spouses. Trying to be inclusive of all spouses. But no, you want to be attractive. You want to pursue. Period. So that's living. That's number 4. Number 5, leaning on. I say leaning on because most people are going to say leaning on God, but we have a lot of people out here. We have a lot of people out here who may not, have that relationship with God, who may not have, we got 5%ers who believe God is the black man, but leaning on, even for, 5% believe that every black man is the representation of God, or what people talk about as God. But even in those cases, we will
address that, Toya. We will address that, Toya, because a lot of people have asked that question. We will address that, Toya.
He ain't even see it.
I got my own 5.
But I got my own 5. So 5%ers believe that the black man is God, so they don't have anybody up higher to lean on, but lean on each other. Help keep yourselves accountable. To a higher purpose, to living life like it's supposed to be led. Uplifting. So leaning on is all inclusive. It's lean on whatever your higher purpose is. And that's number 5. So those things, love, laughter. I don't even remember them. I'm drunk.
Love, laughter, lust, living,
and leaning on. And leaning on.
Number 6.
Yep. Those 5 things will keep you married.
Wait, Donnell said number 6. What's number 6, Donnell?
Don't be scared of ET.
Don't be scared of ET.
Okay.
All right.
What in the hell?
I mean, intimacy is vital, and it's funny because I think
I like that. So lean on your partner too. Yep.
Yeah, I think oftentimes people forget because you get caught up with all the other stuff going on, right? And so the world comes in, and it makes you get tired. You fall asleep. You got work to do. You got this, that, and the other, and then you bring that stuff home, and you forget to do the things that should happen at home, which is take care of each other.
Right.
And that goes back to
go ahead. I'm saying that goes back to his first point, right?
Right.
The laughter
people get so complacent
that
that love goes away because they get so involved in so many other things, whether it be kids, job. Let's be real. People get, so involved in church, a lot of things outside of the home that when it comes to their marriages, that
organizations they're in.
Organizations, they completely neglect them, and by other things. So when you take into account to all the things that you should be doing at home, because like Don said earlier, I think it was Michael, one of y'all, when them kids gone, when they 18, 19, and they gone out the door, then you need to get back into your marriage, your relationship, which you should have had to start with in to begin with.
You looking at a stranger. Hard. Why are you looking at a stranger? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You.
After 18 years, 20 years, you looking at a stranger. Like, that's crazy.
It should not be hard to get back into your spouse after the kids are gone.
As soon as they're gone, y'all should be standing there butt naked looking at each other, but like, I missed you.
Amen.
I
don't have anything else to say after that.
Toya said it. 8 weekly. Keep the love alive.
You should be on the stove popping popcorn manually.
Right.
Butt naked.
Bucket naked. Exactly.
Oh man!
Like the whole baby boy situation. Well, old boy was in the kitchen, butt ass naked with his what's the name? Hey, Jody wasn't supposed to come back in that house, dog. Jody wasn't supposed to come in the house.
Mama should have been cooking breakfast.
First off, the stove is too dangerous to be there with no clothes on. I don't know what it.
If baby boy had put Lala Anthony in there in the kitchen, butt naked cooking, you would have been okay.
First of all, can we address the fact that now that Lala has this new body, in every episode of anything that she has to show that bad boy off for some strange ass reason? And don't get me wrong, I like looking at it.
And I'm okay with it.
Don't get me wrong, I like looking at it. But damn, Lala, you making sure you got your money's worth, ain't you? You making sure you got your money.
She on the Shy. I'm like, yes.
On the Shy, she in Power.
Shy just for that.
You ain't seen her in Power too. You ain't seen her in Power. Yeah, Power, the Shy, and she in something else.
I think BMF is what had me going.
What? BMF too? Exactly.
BMF I haven't seen the second season of BMF yet. Okay.
Like Toya said, with heels on.
What up,
with heels on?
What up, though?
Exactly.
What up,
with heels on? That's all you need to have on, heels.
I tell you what's up, ET.
Hey, look, and you can leave the fake lashes on the counter, on the dresser. Leave the fake lashes on the dresser.
Leave them shits in the box. Leave them shits in exact. Leave them shits in the box.
You can leave all the makeup in the compact or whatever it is. Don't need none of that. You know what I'm saying? All I need is
personally, no, I don't, Toya. Personally, no, I don't like them BBLs.
No. That's
it's
ridiculous.
funny because I tell my wife every day when she came out of the shower, I'm like, yo, that's a banging ass outfit you got on. And she's like, I ain't got no clothes on. I'm like, you damn skippy. That's why it's a banging ass outfit you got on. Don't ruin it by putting something on top of it.
Right.
If it ain't me.
What do you say when them titties start dragging the floor?
Hey,
let me help you. Let me hold him up. Let me lift him up. Like, there you go.
Let me help you out by carrying them around and lifting them up for you.
Like, let me be Allstate. You in good hands. You in good hands.
You in good hands. I'll support you.
Good answer.
Support in all meanings. I will support you.
Exactly. Whether it's your ass or whether it's them titties. Nah. Yo, Mike, we appreciate you for giving us the top 5 for what marriages what all marriages need. With all marriage, I agree with you. I think there's a lot more. So that's why I said top 5, because there's a lot more than just those L's that you know, but the top 5.
It's financial literacy, all that. But when you break it all down,
communication.
Those are 5 you need. Yeah.
Communication is number 1 on my list.
Yeah.
And that ain't the L word. Communication.
Hey, you get all that with a blow up.
Okay, not really, but if that works for you, Donnell, if that's what works for you, reason.
You can left it, you can lean on it, you can.
With a blow up, communication is nonverbal.
Hey, Donnell sleepy, y'all. Y'all get Donnell. He's sleepy. It is past his bedtime. It is past his bedtime. If whatever float your boat, like you said about old boy in his apartment earlier, whatever float your boat. I ain't knocking nobody who does what they do. Hey, if you work with Palmelina or if you work with that plastic thing, knock yourself out.
But thank y'all for tuning in.
I cracked myself up.
Appreciate it. Man. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. Another episode of Millionaire Man Cave right here live on Relationship Entertainment Television, better known as RATV. We are live each and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget, y'all check out Women's Champ. Comes on Thursday, 8 p.m. as well. For Toya out there doing it for the women and men, as she pointed out earlier. But we will check y'all next week, same time, same place, and we out, fellas. Peace.